Slater, that's a line drive base hit. Wasabi is going to be waved home. And now he slips and falls, and they may have him at third, and they do.
Hey there, Coach Riz here, and today we're going to talk about basic cutoffs and relays. One of the most important fundamentals for players and coaches to grasp is how to position and run a proper cutoff. When the offense hits a single, the defense always prepares for a play 2 bases ahead of the lead runner. So with no one on base, the play is to second base. On base hits to the shortstop side of the field, the shortstop is the cutoff, and on base hits to second base side of the field, the second baseman is the cutoff. Base hits to center field are usually communicated during the play as to who's going to be the cutoff and who has the bag. It's important to know the game situations in advance of the play so that you can react and make quicker decisions, and to also anticipate plays before they happen. Knowing the number of outs, where the base runners are, as well as the speed of the base runners or batter will give good defenders a huge advantage. Here we have a base hit to left field, so the shortstop is going out to be the cutoff. Notice that since there may be a play at the bag, the throw from the outfielder is going all the way into second base. In this next example, there are 2 outs and the defense is down a run late in the game with the same speedy runner at the plate. Because of the situation, the defense must anticipate that this runner is going to apply pressure on them and try to stretch the single into a double.
That slips the ball to right center field towards the gap. Pache, a long way to go, won't get there. That is...
With the base hit being to the right side, the second baseman is the cut and the shortstop has the bag. And there's a base hit with the runner on first base. The defense lines up for a play at third base, or 2 bases in front of the lead runner. The shortstop is always the cutoff for third base. The second baseman must control second base. The general rule is any situation that includes a runner on first base along with a base hit, the second baseman must control second base. And once again, it's important to know your game-specific situations.
3 balls, 2 strikes, short lead at first. And a line drive out to right center field. That'll drop for a hit. Ruiz rounds second, heads to third.
And here we see the shortstop lined up as the cutoff for third base while the second baseman is in position to control second base.
Roman Quinn on one hop. He is out at third.
The shortstop does a couple important things here. He positions himself so that a throw that is at his head ends up being a long hop to third base. He also fakes, or better known as a deke in baseball, to freeze the runner at first base. In this next example, you can see that there are runners on first and third. Whenever there is a base hit with a runner on third, the primary concern for the defense becomes the next base runner, or in this example, the runner on first base. So the defense once again prepares for a play at third base.
And a base hit off the fastball. Stanton scored.
The shortstop is lining up for a play at third base. Second has control of second base, and the pitcher is working his way over to back up either home or third base.
They throw there, they're going to get him. He is out.
With the runner on second base and a base hit to left field, the third baseman becomes the cutoff for a play at the plate, and the shortstop has to slide over and control third base. It's important that your outfielders understand that they are throwing to the plate through the cutoff whenever there is going to be a play at home.
Line into left field. Madrigal is going to be waved home. Here comes Alex's first throw to the plate. It is on the money. Out at home plate. Knows about Alex Gordon's great arm and accuracy, and now he's seen what it's like firsthand.
I can see him taking a chance, but at some point everybody's going to have a pretty good feeling. It's really difficult to score on Alex Gordon.
Notice how the third baseman must get depth or get closer to home plate after this ball gets through the infield in order to properly get into position to where the ball goes through his head and one hops the catcher. He also dekes the runner at first base to hold him there. While the deke is important on holding that runner, notice how he doesn't ever actually come close to touching the baseball.
It's his first throw to the plate. It is on the money. Out at home plate.
Here's another example of a base hit to left field with a runner on second and a properly run cutoff for a play at the plate.
51 is a base hit off the diving try of Gonzalez. Reynolds tries it again, and Reynolds gets another man! The leadoff runner, Sogard,
Reynolds charging hard, so he has some momentum on this one.
Once again, a deke by the third baseman to hold the runner at first, and the perfect depth for a one-hop to the catcher.
A perfect strike.
Outfielders must understand that they are not throwing to a cutoff. They are throwing through the cutoff to the target. Their throws must be able to be cut to take advantage of base running mistakes or changing circumstances, such as a coach stopping a runner. As in this example, where a good throw from the outfielder, along with the third baseman and the shortstop being in proper position, leads to the defense being able to take advantage of a base running mistake. With a runner on second and a base hit to the outfield anywhere but to left field, the first baseman becomes the cutoff for a play at the plate. If there is not a runner on first base, the shortstop controls second base and the second baseman is responsible for controlling first base. However, if there is a runner on first base, as well as a runner on second base, the second baseman now must control second base while the shortstop becomes the cutoff for a possible play at third. Our primary concern is the play 2 bases ahead of the lead runner, or the play at the plate, but our secondary concern now becomes keeping the runner on first base off of third base. And then our third concern is then keeping the batter off of second base. To keep it simple, the second basemen need to remember that anytime there is a runner on first base with the base hit to the outfield, they are responsible for controlling second base. In this next example, we have a runner on second base with a base hit to right field. You'll see the second baseman moving to control first base. However, pay attention to how the first baseman doesn't get enough depth. This leads to an otherwise perfect throw by the right fielder being high enough over the cutoff's head that the base runner can read the ball out of his hand as being uncuttable, so he is able to easily advance to second base. While this may not seem like a big deal due to the defense getting the out at the plate, this inevitably leaves them with 2 outs and a runner on second base. Now a 2-out single or error scores a run, as opposed to if they had held the batter to first base. Then the offense would need to get 2 singles or an extra base hit to scoring. These subtle nuances are often what separates good from bad teams even at the major league level. This is why outfielders who continually overthrow cutoffs and cutoffs who continually don't get to their proper spots will eventually play themselves out of the starting lineups of higher level baseball, regardless of arm strength or athletic ability.
Perfect throw.
This throw by the right fielder is a strong, long hop throw to the plate. Therefore, it is evident that the first baseman didn't get to the proper depth, since a long hop throw to the catcher should ideally pass him at head level. In this next example, as we look at the situation, we see that there is now a runner on first base as well as second. Remember, this changes the second baseman's responsibility, and he now must control second base. The shortstop will now line up as the cutoff for potential play at third.
Conforto to third. He's going to be waved around. Inciarte unleashes the throw to the plate. It's cut off, and now they have Alonso on a rundown, and Freeman tags him out. That enables Cano to get to second.
Notice how the first baseman is positioned with his feet and shoulders facing where he anticipates he might need to cut the baseball. I cannot stress this enough. Outfielders will be the player throwing out the runner at the plate. Very, very rarely will this ball be relayed by the cutoff to home. On base hits with runners on second, the third baseman or the first baseman, whoever's responsible depending on where the ball was hit, is the cutoff, not the relay. His job is to line up properly so that runners cannot advance without taking a risk of giving the defense a free out like in this example.
And Conforto's going to score on this. There's no need for Pete to get tied up. That's not a good base running move there. Now it's 2 outs, even though you got your runner on second base. It was first and second, 1 out, and still a big rally potential.
On this play, we see the importance of the second baseman understanding that when a runner is on first base, he must control second base. Watch as the A's execute an otherwise textbook cutoff, but without the second baseman in his proper position, they allow a runner to advance to scoring position.
That's in for a base hit. Springer will be waved around. Luriano's up. Take it. That's a big cut off.
Run scores, throw to third, and they'll get the out there about Altuve. So they do get the out, but coming in to score for the Astros with the 5th run from second base is Springer, and it's 5-4 Houston. RBI single from Michael Brantley to center field.
Running proper cutoffs is one of the key indicators of how well a team is coached, as well as an individual player's baseball IQ. It is not simple. It requires a lot of reps and mental energy to master, but is always a primary aspect of successful programs. Once you feel comfortable with the basic cutoffs, please check out my video on double cuts. I hope you've gotten something out of this video, and feel free to leave any questions in the comments, and thanks for watching.
Goldschmidt rips it out to left field. Enciarte is off to the races. They will wave him in. Relay to the plate. It's in time.
Hey there, Coach Riz here, and today we're going to talk about double cuts. Double cuts are used when a batter hits a for-sure double. The defense sends out a 2-man relay team spaced approximately 10 yards apart. The idea being that the spacing will allow them to quickly relay good as well as bad throws from the outfield. The lead cut only attempts to relay good throws. All other throws are relayed by the trail man. If positioned correctly, short hops to the lead man will be long hops to the trail man. The basics of running a double cut are you only run it when it's a for sure double. If there were no runners on base, then the relay is going to third base. If there was a runner on first, then you line the relay up for a play at the plate. The third baseman must control third base, and the first baseman typically trails the batter into second base. On doubles hit to the left side or the shortstop side of the field, the shortstop will go out and be the lead cutoff, and the second baseman will run over and be the trailer.
Goldschmidt rips it out to left field. Enciarte is off to the races.
Here you see the Cardinals middle infielders getting into position after a long run by the second baseman. And since this is a good throw by the left fielder, the shortstop will handle this relay and throw to the plate. Notice how the third baseman controls third base even though he would typically be the cutoff for a play at the plate to left field. In this next example, let's see what happens when the third baseman doesn't get to his proper positioning.
He's going to get to third. He's going to be waved around. Here comes the throw from short. In safely is Carlos Correa with a head-first slide. Springer ends up on third. The Astros have tied the game at 1.
And then you add that good jump to the good speed that Carlos Correa has, and you're going to score. But I love the fact that Omar Lopez is forcing this.
As this shortstop relays this throw to the plate, you'll see the third baseman in his typical position as the cutoff for the left fielder on a play to the plate. However, he's out of position for a double cut. This allows the base runner in a heads-up move to take a free bag. On doubles hit to the right side or the second baseman's side of the field, the second baseman goes out and is the lead cutoff, and the shortstop runs over and is the trail.
All of Major League Baseball. Got on top of that one, drills it in the gap, right center. Hernandez to the wall. Arozarena can run. Around second, on his way to third. Relay, not in time. And the Rays get a triple to...
Communication is key to running a successful double cut, since the middle infielders typically have their back to the play.
Jay. Charlie long striding it around third. He gets a green light, takes a look. Trevor on his way to third. Triple RBI, T-Story.
Although their backs are to the play, it's important for the middle infielders to try and take a glance at the base runners so that they can help anticipate where they might be going with the baseball. And here you see the second baseman doing just that as he sets up for the double cut.
The Rockies we've been accustomed to seeing for so many years.
The purpose of running a double cut is so that the middle infielders can relay even bad throws quickly. This means that 10-yard positioning between the lead cut and the trail cut is of utmost importance and must be drilled into the players. When done correctly, short hops to the lead guy will end up being long hops to the trail guy, and most overthrows to the lead guy will end up being good throws to the trail guy. At the youth level, we typically have our middle infielders handle all the double cut situations. The more advanced play is that doubles down the right field line, typically the second baseman and the first baseman will be your double cut, and your shortstop either covers second or hangs out just behind the pitching mound so that he can get to second base or that he can get to an overthrow of the cutoffs from the right fielder. A la Derek Jeter's famous play from many years ago in the playoffs. Hopefully that clarifies double cuts. Thanks for watching.